Hello, everyone. How are y'all doing today? Today, I wanted to talk about Wild. And the reason I want to talk about Wild because it's my favorite format, and maybe there's not enough content out there, or maybe understanding. Most of the game plays Battlegrounds and Standard, so I'm in this other format where anything is allowed. All right. The purpose of this is to just anyone that's ever wondered what's Wild all about, what the deck's like, or want an opinion on the matter. This is what this video is for. Once again, this is an opinion. Doesn't mean I'm right. This is from my perspective. I only play in Wild, and I usually play in about Diamond. I don't go to Legend very often. I don't. The queue times get longer, and you will only ever play the top decks. It actually becomes a little unfun in Legendary. There's not too many. Nobody's playing fun decks. Your ranks on the line a lot, so you don't get to have fun. I like to meme a lot. I like to play decks that are not meta tier. I like to play bad decks. So when you get past Diamond, about three, it's just I consider like Diamond 3, 2, and 1 some of the most competitive Hearthstone in the game. Like if we could just get that area, that's where the game really goes. But let's talk about Wild. First off, who am I? I am an average Hearthstone player. Okay, my three best classes are Warrior, Mage, and Paladin. In no particular order, I'm great at all those three classes. I have most cards. I'm missing about one or two cards from each class. The Mage, I simply have just cannot get myself to craft the Flame Leviathan. I can't do it. I want it. It'll complete my Mage, but I even have Anomalous, but the Flame Leviathan is just that card. I'm just like, I just can't do it. I just can't do it, man. Warrior, I'm a very, very good warrior. It just depends. Like I'm mostly playing bad decks. Warrior is one of my favorite classes, though. I play warrior in World of Warcraft, so whatever. But with warrior, mostly I play taunt warrior, and I dabble in odd warrior. I just don't play it too much anymore. I played it for like a year straight. So, I mean, there's just not much more I can learn from the odd warrior. So I've moved on into other warrior decks right now. I'm mostly like control warrior. I mean, it's just not fun playing pirate for me, anyways. When I play pirate warrior, I just slam players. It's just not even fun. Like most players take a lot of get a lot of pleasure from winning, right? I don't actually enjoy winning like 5, 6 games by stomping the ever living crap out of my opponent with Pirate Warrior. I can do it. I have all the cards. I do it every once in a while. When the meta starts making me mad, I've gone on like a 3-4 loss streak. Yeah, I'll queue up the Pirate Warrior, get a 3-4 game winning streak going again, and I'll get back to where I was. But that's not my preference. And Paladin, that's that's where I'm a mad scientist. That's where I'm just going way outside the box. All right, just to give more idea, I don't play any tournaments. I don't like the formats. I know you can read that on screen, but I don't like the idea that you can look at my deck during a tournament. Like you could see my deck list or anything, or you know what I'm coming with. I think it should be a total mystery. And to be honest, I have nothing to play for. What are you gonna pay me? $100, $200, 1,000? Whoopee! Like it's not. It's worthy to it, and I like being 0-0. 100%. The second, if I ever do enter, I better win, or it goes to 0%. So I just don't really have anything to gain by a tournament. What do I win? Up $1,000, $5,000. The glory of winning a tournament. Whoopty. Whatever. If I want that, I'll go play poker. All right. I don't need to. I don't need a tournament. I've been playing since Classic. I still run the Nax card. I've been playing ever since. I go off and on, but I've been playing. I've been buying packs and playing this game ever since. I've seen every card. I've seen combos you can't even imagine. And mostly I just play for fun, right? And I'm not here to, play the most oppressive decks, and I'm here to have a good time. So, without further ado, let's get into these wild decks. Now you know a little bit about me. There's a lot more about me, but that doesn't matter. Let's get into the wild here. Honorable mentions first before I get to the Demon Hunter. These decks are the decks you're going to see. You'll see them. They're good, right? I want to mention to you, YouTube. See these decks right here? They require skill. And I mean that. I mean, when I say skill, you can attain this skill by playing the deck and practicing it. Do not go into wild with these decks unless you've played it at least I'm just gonna give a number on what I feel before you could run this into ranked and win. You could play it. I'm not saying you'll win. You'll make mistakes, but I say with these decks in particular, once you get past about 100 games played with this deck, I mean that really 100 games, and you really understand the deck, you'll be above 50% win rate. You'll be very good. These decks are very good, but require the right player. You like an average player will play the deck at about 70 or 80%. If you get a player who's played 100 times, really understands it, they're playing at 90+%. I mean, your win rate is just going to go up, but you got to really practice. The fifth one is a little bit of a joke to Even Paladin. We're tier oblivion. We're not good. We're having fun over here. I just like to play it. All right. Malagos Druid. I've been playing that recently. You can get upset by the ramp. If you don't get ramp, I mean, you're in trouble. You really are in trouble. King's Bane Rogue. I have not had the privilege of actually grinding this out into the diamond ranks or legend ranks, so I can't give a proper opinion on King's Bane Rogue, but my friend rants and raves about it, and apparently the stats prove it. So according to HS Replay, like, just you know what, like I said, like, just because I don't like the stats, because a lot of bad players play a good deck and bring the stats down, but this King's Bane Rogue, it's good. It's good. I'm going to let you go find the decks. You have Google, right? They still in business. They own this platform. Try it out, all right, if you want to go find a deck. Odd Warrior. I already talked about it. I played it a year. Just, it needs practice. It's good. It loses to OTK decks, but everything else, it's got a shot. The deck's as good as you are good. Shutterwalk Shaman. It's a fun deck. I love playing it. Sometimes it pisses me off that it doesn't come through and I lose in fascinating ways. But I have fun with it, and it is pretty good. And when I play with a lot of my decks, it seems like I seem to play like grandmasters of Shutterwalk decks every time, and they get all the RNG, but it's a good deck. All right, so let's get into what I consider the best decks on ladder. I'm not saying tournament. I consider this, I only talk about ladder. I don't care what these goofballs are doing over here, studying deck lists and their 30 cards to make the most optimized deck. At the end of the day, you're going to draw 4 cards, okay? So what you're going to see on ladder is this. And let's just get it out. Let's just get to it. Odd Demon Hunter. A moment of silence for everyone in Wild that has to deal with this. Okay, we're back. When the Demon Hunter class was made, right, it was made for Standard. Maybe it was made for Wild as well. It obviously was, because it's in Wild. Wild's the real format, by the way. Standard was created after Wild. Just something to think about. This is the real format. Demon Hunter has Baku. All right, Moon Eater, which makes his hero power 2 damage for 1 mana. It's unprecedented. The level of damage output of this class. All right. Bad cards in this deck are good. You could run common cards. You could just run 1-drops and 3-drops that you think are kind of good. Put it in his odd Demon Hunter. Use the class cards. You're going to win. You're going to win. It's nuts. Right? But Wild's not fair. All right? Don't come into the Wild format looking for fairness or anything like that. Nah, this is the place to get stunted on, okay? It just has everything, right? It has tempo. I mean, it goes face like it's its business. It can do other things, but it goes face almost sometimes better than Hunter. All their minions, because I'm talking about the Wild format, we have this old mechanic called Inspire from back the Grand Tournament. And when you use your hero power, it gains stats. So a lot of the 1-drops and 3-drops gains stats by using the hero power, which is the best hero power in the game. So you're doing 2 damage with the hero power, right? And then you get a minion that keeps getting stronger when you use the hero power. Like, so you've got all this going on with the Demon Hunter. And then the hero power, because since it's doing 2 damage, it can just trade. Anything that doesn't have 3 health, it's traded. It's gone. Right? The Demon Hunter, Here's the thing about it in the wild. Everyone has the Demon Hunter. Everybody has about the same amount of time experience with Demon Hunter. We're still evolving it in wild, but as more sets come out, it'll get a little more powerful. But the odd Demon Hunter is here to stay. And it got a buff. It got a buff. Like when they made the 0 cost spell into a 1 cost spell, this class does more damage now. Blizzard gave this class an eviscerate that the Baku can use. No other class can do that. Like they took everything from the rogue. They took everything from all the classes when it came to odd cost spells. And this is a wild problem. But when they put the twin slice into 1 cost, oh my god, this deck got better. How did it get better? At the bottom here, I have a special. Do they have wild play testers? You know, like I know some people in the community would gladly like we would get on a Zoom call and just talk to each other for a couple hours, and we'll come out with better results than what we're getting here. Next up, Quest Mage. Just like the song, where do I even start? Okay. Full disclosure, I played OTK Mage for quite a while. I'm very adept at Freeze Mage, and my favorite deck is Big Mage. I dislike this deck for one reason. This is an opinion of mine. I think it's too good of a deck I want to say this properly. It's such a great deck that a bad player can win with it. It's been perfected to such a level now that I don't care. It almost doesn't matter who pilots it, right? Like, I know in this I have some hypocritical things when I say here, and I consider it the greatest deck, but like that is why I dislike this deck. It's so powerful, expensive, and like you will hate playing against it. You're gonna have a bad time. You won't like playing against the Quest Mage. But if you're playing a Quest Mage, you're having a good time. Woo! Wins are coming. Wins, and you only get scammed. You only really get scammed. But I despise the fact that a new player or a bad player could just take this deck and win, and there's not much you can do about it. That's Quest Mage, right? The mechanics of it, it's got great card draw. I mean, the upside based on skill, if you're good with the Quest Mage, I mean, you're pulling 60, 70 win rate. I mean, you're losing to its weakness and only its weakness. You're not losing the 50-50 games anymore. If you're very good at this deck, you're just not losing. It's super oppressive. Like, I say oppressive, I should put the word super in there. Super or uber oppressive. It's oppressive. Weak to face decks. Yes, the Demon Hunter is actually good against it. Interesting. Like I said, practice this deck quite a bit. Let's move on. I don't like talking about this deck too much. Pirate Warrior. We're just going to use the IRS. IRS. It's good. Really good. Super cheap. Okay? That's all that matters. Pirate Warrior. I mean, that deck doesn't even need a legendary. You don't have to run Leroy Jenkins. You don't even have to run anything outside the class cards, and you could run the Pirate Warrior just with pirates, weapons, and that's it. You'll win. You'll win. Just go to Google, type in Pirate Warrior, or just put some Pirate Warriors into your deck collection, hit the autocomplete. Don't worry, the deck's gonna win. I don't even want to talk about it. You know. You all know. You all know. Secret Mage. This deck is interesting, right? It's good. It takes practice. You got to know when to use your secrets, how to win the game, when to use your minions, when not to use your minions. So there's some skill with the Secret Mage. But what makes it good is that it only requires one legendary and one epic, which is an ice block. You run one. Everything else are common and rares. You don't need anything more than that. And I don't even need to talk about it. Like, if just craft just put the deck together, go to Google, type in the deck list, put in wild secret mage, go craft it, roll it into the ladder, and you tell me how good it is. I mean, your first time, you're going to be blown away when this thing is killing people at 6th and 7th turn on average. You only get hiccup by like other good decks, but I mean the deck just stomps, absolutely stomps. And no deck's safe either. No deck is safe. Your secrets can stop control decks. You can run them out of the gym. All right, Secret Mage is good. I don't play it too much. I play a deck that beats it, so I just don't play it too much. It's not my favorite Mage deck. It's on the bottom end for me personally. This is an opinion video, by the way. So, this guy. This is my last one. I didn't want to make a long video. I just wanted to talk about some of the better decks. There's other ones here, but this guy. It's getting better, right? When they changed Raza back, and by the way, I agree with the unnerfing of Raza. I think it's good for the game. It's a challenge in Wild, and they unnerfed Yogg as well, so I think it was a good unnerf. Oh, this deck. I mean, I can't really talk too much trash about it because I play it every now and again, and it's a good load of fun. You know, like when you load the game of Hearthstone, you're here to have fun, right? This deck's fun. Like, it just is. Like, when you're playing against the Raza Priest, you're just hoping they don't have Raza, and they're hoping you don't have. You're hoping those two cards are at the bottom of the deck. Oh, gosh. My first quote, my first bullet there is perfect. Does this deck even have a Predator? Mecha'thun? Warlock? That's it. I really can't think of. Well, you could disrupt it a little bit, but at the end of the day, if you practice this deck, it's really good. It just I think it's the best deck. Like, I know I put it last, and I didn't put these in any particular order, but what's best to first, fifth, or anything like that. But the Raza Priest has such upside, right? Like, it could do so much, right? When I say the Raza Priest, I'm mostly talking Highlander too. You don't even have to make it Highlander. You could just make it a Shadow Priest. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, but Kazakus is the key, so you got to make it Highlander. And so if we go to Highlander, look what the Priest gets. It gets Zephyr, Reno Jackson himself. It gets the Kazakus, the Shadow Reaver, Anduin. All right, so and then because it's Wild, you get to run old combo pieces. So you get to run Bran. So you can go Bran, Zephyr, Seance, copy the Zephyr, and just keep running Zephyr. Like, Priest with all the tools, with thousands upon thousands of cards with the Priest at a 0 cost, 0 power. I mean, the sky's the damn limit, man. I can't even tell you about this. And then just a little more about this. It has so many board clears. Good luck. Its only weakness is if you hit it with 4 attack dragons. And yeah, if you could do that, the Priest is a trouble. Oh, this deck does not, in fact, like the Quest Rogue. Yeah, okay, go find those players. YouTube, thank you for watching. I really appreciate you getting me here. This is an opinion. This is just me, my casual observation of playing these decks. I think there are other decks that are great decks, but these are the decks you're just going. You will see these decks. Like, I can't go if I play this game for an hour. If I start streaming right after this video, I guarantee you within the next 2 or 3 games, I will play. In fact, if I play 5 games, I guarantee you 3 or 4 of those games are gonna be deck on this list. It's wild, right? It's But once again, thank you for watching. This is mostly just for basics, and I really appreciate you watching. Please give me a like, and if you like this type of business, give me a subscribe. Give me some comments below. If you disagree, put it below. I'm okay with that. I don't say I'm right with this list. This is an opinion. If you have a different opinion on less, just give me a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Or if you have another deck that you think's a little more tier above, I do think that a certain Togwaggle Druid deck is tactically very, very, very good, but you need so much practice with that deck that I didn't want to include on this. Thank you for watching, everybody. See you next time.